Alright, here we are for round 5, playing for Treasure Chest, playing against Waffleman, 274. We're on the draw again, unfortunately, so never lucky. We have a pretty decent hand here. We've got 2 Tron lands, we got a Stonehorn Dignitary. Nope, we lose. We can never win the mirror ever, so we pretty much lose unless we get really lucky and just get Tron right away, and then we hit them with a Crusher. But I'm pretty pessimistic about our chances here. Alright, well, we're going to be the first on the board with our Seagate Oracle. They just resolved the Divination, which is fine with me. These Stonehorn Dignitaries are terrible. Although they are the only way to actually beat a Crusher that resolves. Like, normally a Fog doesn't beat a Crusher, so take Impulse. But Stonehorn Dignitary makes them skip their combat phase entirely. So you can blink it with Mnemonic Wall over and over. Alright, so let's see if our opponent has Tron. I feel like every time I play against Murasa Tron, they always have Tron, even though they never search for it or anything. Like, they just draw it naturally. At least this time they've drawn 3 cards, so I can feel a little less upset that they have it in their top 14 cards when they play it next turn, but still gonna be pretty annoyed when they cast a Mulldrifter with Condescend up next turn. Let's see, they've got here another Prism. Fortunately, we can't really punish their play here. No matter what we draw, we can't punish them, which is a bit of a shame. I don't know. I kind of want to hold up this Impulse, so I'll just play like this. Still a little exhausted from that last game. For those of you who watched the whole thing, you didn't heed my advice at all. Our opponent did end up having a deep analysis in their deck that we couldn't beat because we had to F6 every turn. Alright, Flame Slash. Let's Ghostly Flicker that guy in our land, I suppose. We don't have any other way to get value from our Ghostly Flicker at this point. They counter it, that's one less counterspell for actual threats. It's pretty risky for them to counter. Like, if I just play a land and a Mulldrifter, they're going to be in big trouble. It's not like this Ghostly Flicker is that good. Like, all I get is a card and a life. Alright, they're literally Waffleman. They're waffling about what they want to do. Alright, they're countering it. No Magma Spray. Jeez, how many... Like double Magma Spray or Electrickery or something? That's a lot of effort to kill... Yeah, Electrickery. That's a lot of effort to kill Seagate Oracle, but I can understand why you would. Oh man. We just can't get anything. Well, they missed a land last turn, so it's time to put on the pressure. Get in there, Rhino. Boom. Sit in the field like a beast. Like, actually, he's not a beast. He's a Rhino. So, don't get his creature type confused. You don't get to draw cards with him. That one thing. You're getting Flame Slashed. Alright, they've got a lot of burn spells. Luckily, those are not very good against us. I already drew a map, which you'd think would be a little better than it is. But, honestly, it's not that good here. Alright, they let it resolve. I'm actually going to use our 2 Tron lands to crack it for the power plant. This way we can hold up Impulse, plus we can maybe get a Prohibit off the Impulse and cast it. I'm not just going to jam the Stonehorn Dignitary now that we got Tron. I want to actually represent something, so alright, let's grab something with this Impulse. I'm going to tap it like this in case I draw another Impulse. off of this, which I did because Ghostly Flicker does nothing. Any order's fine. I'm sure we'll shuffle before we get to that stuff. Alright, kind of want the Condescend, but I'm going to grab the Seagate Oracle. Okay, well, we've got all the lands we could ever want. Let's go with the Seagate Oracle. Their Condescends are dead until they draw Tron. So hopefully their hand's full of Condescends. Well, these are terrible. We can still pay for Condescend, so I'll just jam this stupid Rhino. Alright. See what our opponent's got. Many of them just keep missing lands like forever. Now they can hit their Muldrifter, unfortunately. But maybe they'll be scared that I have a Condescend. Fortunately, they're kind of in a position where they can't really play around me having Condescend anymore. Or at least they shouldn't. Like, if they assume I have a Condescend and then I play just anything this turn, they're going to be really far behind. They don't know that I have 4 blanks. Man, can you imagine if this deck, like, instead of these Stoneheart Dignitaries, I was just getting, what's it called? Okay, I don't have another Ghost Flicker. If I was getting like Mystical Teachings with this, then I would have a Capsize, and they'd have no lands left. Holy smokes, they got all 4 Flame Slashes. That card's really bad against us, but fortunately for them, I guess we didn't have a very good draw. Alright, we'll grab the Seagate Oracle back. If only this were like Hearthstone or something, and they were like, you can just take your opponent's Muldrifter out of their graveyard, put it in your hand. But that's not the world we live in. Ooh, let's get a Mnemonic Wall, get that Ghostly Flicker back. Yeah, they've got 3 mana up, so they can only Condescend for 2. So I'm going to play this Island, I think. Not going to be able to actually hold up the Ghostly Flicker. I guess I shouldn't have played that Island then. But this way I make it look like I have a counterspell here. It's possible I should grab the Pulse instead of the Ghostly Flicker, but they're out of Flame Slashes, so I just don't think they have that much more removal. I'm not going to run this Ghostly Flicker into a Condescend. I kind of think that's what's clogging up their hand at this point. They probably have a Muldrifter too, which, if they want to tap out for a Muldrifter, that's cool with me. They will probably lose if they do that, because I'm going to draw a lot of cards using Ghostly Flicker and Seagate Oracle and Mnemonic Wall. See what they do. Double blue, they like capsize something? What are they even doing? Capsizing a Prophetic Prism? Repealing a Prophetic Prism? Oh, maybe they're... What do they need double blue for, is what I'm wondering. Okay, they capsize their Prophetic Prism and played it again. That's kind of what I thought they might be doing. If they're going to make that play, they shouldn't have played their Swift Router Cliffs, probably. Alright, let's hit them for 1, and I'm going to draw a bunch of cards. Alrighty. Let's tab these, because I get annoyed when I have to do what I did last turn and like waste a bunch of mana. Alrighty. Let's grab a Muldrifter. Rhystic Circle's really bad in the mirror, so here I'm actually just gonna play this Muldrifter rather than flicker it, because even though this costs us more mana, it costs us less colored mana, which is important, because I'm actually short on colored mana, not on colorless mana. Alright, let's get the flicker back, draw 2. We just drew all blanks, just like every card is blank. Blank, 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 blank. Let's play a tower. Pass the turn. So I'll discard a power plant. It's pretty shocking that we don't have any. Fortunately, I can't counter that. So they're gonna have a lot of mana now. It's kind of shocking that we haven't found any prophetic prisms in the top half of our deck. So unfortunately, since we're so poorly set up for the mirror, we could still lose from this spot, even though we were so far ahead of them. And our hand was so bad too. Like if they just play a Muldrifter here, we just have nothing going on. It's possible in response to that map I should have flickered again. Mnemonic Wall. That's pretty annoying. Fortunately, there's just nothing we can do. Like, I could flicker the Muldrifter on the island. No, just can't do anything. See if they're going to target. Probably the Capsize. It's like the best card in the deck by a lot. Flame Slash. Okay. It's a little weird choice. Am I miscounting their mana, or are they? Like they can't condescend our flicker here. They only have 4 mana. And we have 3 to pay for it. Yeah, I think they just drew what, like another bolt? Chandra's Pyrohelix. What in the world? I guess when Twin Bolt is like too fancy. Let's get another Muldrifter. Maybe I should have gotten a Crusher, but like, let's draw cards, you know? Yeah, I probably should have gotten Crusher. They just have a couple free sacrifices, and sometimes these decks are like so greedy. I played against one that was playing Terminate the other day. Like, what are you doing? Terminate in that deck? It's unreasonable. I'm gonna play this Muldrifter. Let's see what we get. Hopefully we draw like anything at all, and we did. Alright, I'll play the Mnemonic Wall, get back Pulse of Murasa. That's gonna be really hard for them to do anything. I shouldn't have tapped the green there, but it shouldn't really matter. Let's just run out some more Tron lands, I suppose. I could play another Muldrifter. I'm going to be discarding a lot this turn, but I have a lot of cards that are very bad, so maybe I should just not worry about doing that. Our opponent also drew just the terrible half of their deck. All these burn spells are so bad against us. Yeah, let's just like keep running cards out. Keep jamming. Alright. What am I discarding? I'm discarding Moment's Peace and Rhystic Circle for sure. And then I'll discard this Tranquil Cove. I don't see myself ever getting around to actually casting that thing. So I don't know really what our opponent could do. They could chain like a bunch of Muldrifters together, but we kind of already did that. How much mana do they have? They've got 10, 11, 12, 13, so they can kill a couple of our stuff. They can kill a couple of our things. But we can actually pulse back both Mnemonic Walls and then flicker both of them to like, we can get all of our creatures back if they're rolling Thunder us. I think we've got this game pretty much locked down unless they play exactly a Crusher this turn. Even if they play a Crusher, I can still pulse back the Stonehorn Dignitary and make them skip like all their combat phases for a while. So I think we've pretty much got this locked up. It looks like they are casting Rolling Thunder. But, like I said, that's actually not that big of a deal. It's possible I shouldn't have played this Prism just so I could hold up Condescend for like 3. It's probably the correct play, but got a little loosey-goosey there. Opponent tapped wrong because Tron lands tap like a mess. They're trying to figure it out. They've used 2 minutes planning out this Rolling Thunder. So one unfortunate side effect of the colorless mana update for Magic Online is it made Tron so much more annoying to play. It used to be all this colorless mana would be generic mana and it would just automatically cast all your spells. Yeah, like this play, unless they have a way to exile a graveyard, isn't very good. And we just don't have lethal because I don't have another green, like I don't have double red. But I think we probably would have had enough mana for it. Alright, well, so here comes the chain that I was just talking about. So we get our Mnemonic Wall back. I might as well just like tap all our mana because I'm just going to like use all of it this turn. So I play this Mnemonic Wall. And I'm going to get back the Pulse of Murasa. Okay. Our opponent is realizing the gravity of the situation here. Maybe this deck is better than I give it credit for, because I don't give it very much credit. But we're taking down this Tron deck so far. Looking pretty decent. Alright, this time I will hold up the Condescend. And I attack you for 1. No, it'll be 2 damage, because you can only block the 1. Cool. Alright, let's see what our opponent's got now. We got a Crusher here. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. So we can't actually kill it with Condescend, but I think I will tap them lower with this Condescend. Something you can do with your Tron deck. Like, they're still going to resolve their Crusher, but they're going to have to pay 4 more mana now. And that's going to tap them pretty low. They'll only have 2 mana left over. No, they're going to counter. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Are you going to pay the 4 now? So I was talking about last turn, we're going to have to get back our Stonehorn Dignitary. Actually, I think we're going to kill him. These are both great cards. So our opponent's a little below us on time. It's possible I'd want to try to time him out, but I'm not going to do that to you guys. I haven't really counted this quite yet. But I think we have 20 mana. So I've got 9, 10... Yeah, I've got like just enough. This is another good reason to tap your opponent low. Like, if they hadn't played their Chandra's Pyrohelix. Okay, looks like we have 21, so I've got just enough to deal him 1 extra. Deal 19. I did this all wrong, you guys. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have to do all this clicking here, but now I have to because of the way I did it. You guys get to hear the woodpecker in your ear. Alright. We killed him. Killed him dead. So this is what happens when you play a Murasa Tron deck that has 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 removal spells in it. We've got like 6 completely dead spells, but we don't have quite that many. The big problem is we are pretty disadvantaged in post-sideboarded games because they have Pyroblast and we don't. Oh, I forgot to update our game record before this match. I forgot to update everything before this match. I'm sorry, guys. We're 2-2. I'm so bad about that. I gotta get better at that. Maybe set like a little alert or something. So, alright, cards we want. We want our Crushers. We want our Pulse. We want Dispel and Hydroblast. We want Negate. We don't want Ancient Grudge. Don't bring an Ancient Grudge, people. Do not do it. Don't. It's just not very good. Especially against Murasa Tron. They have a ton of colored sources. So these cards are all really bad. The Stonehorn Dignitary is possible to get us out of a Crusher situation, but it's not worth it. The Moment's Pieces are also bad. Like, I don't really want to be in a spot where I have to be blinking the Stonehorn Dignitary every turn. That sounds like I'm losing. So I don't want to like plan for being that far behind. And then I'll take out this Repeal. The Repeal is pretty bad too. So one benefit we have in this matchup is we are much more likely to get to Tron. We've got Impulse. They don't have anything, usually don't have stuff like that. We've got 4 maps, and normal Murasa Tron plays like 1 or 2 maps. They aren't usually playing 4, so we should be able to get to Tron before them, hopefully. If we get luckier than them. But I like this list here. See if we can finish this off. Get that treasure. So I don't know if those Crushers are in the sideboard specifically for this matchup, or if they're like just for when you can not ever finish a match in time. We'll keep this. I have to decide right away if I want to play Tron lands and hope to like prism into stuff, or if I want to play this Tranquil Cove so I can hold up counterspells when they hold up a counterspell this turn. I'm going to play out my Tron land. It's just a little greedier, but I like it. If they have another tap land, or if they play their own prism, this play is much better. Yeah. So let's run this bad boy out. Hopefully we can hit that last piece. We didn't, we missed. So they're probably going to play a Seagate Oracle here. Oh, a Stone Rain. That's pretty savage. Well, we'll see if they heed my advice or not, and if they've got like Ancient Grudges for me. Stone Rain's okay, but I really like that flashback one a lot better. I forgot the name of it, but it costs 4 mana, destroy land, and then they can flash it back for 7 mana or something, kill another land. That's pretty baller. I like that a lot. Okay, let's play another power plant. So we got a little like slightly unlucky there, like we should have. Like if we had drawn almost exactly the same but slightly differently, we'd be in a lot better spot. I'm gonna let them alchemy. It's possible I shouldn't, because this might help. They might just hit Tron here. Yeah, looks like they probably hit Tron. Probably three power plants in that pile, or they already had the Tron piece. So our Condescend's pretty much dead. So that's why maybe I should have condescended the Forbidden Alchemy. It looks like even if I had countered it, they would have hit Tron by now. Seagate Oracle. I can't counter that. Alright, they're not casting anything. I think I'm going to cast Impulse here. Let's see what we get. Another map or Hydroblast. I think I want another map. Sure. Alright. Just play this map. And then I'll crack it. I'm going to grab the mine this time. Typically you want to get the tower last if you're searching out 2 of them, because next turn I'll have to tap some of these to get the last piece, and the tower makes the most mana after you get Tron, but they all make the same amount before, so I'll be tapping 2 of these to get tower with the map. and then I'll have 3 mana off the tower, so I get 1 extra mana doing it that way. Sometimes. This time it won't really matter, because I've got an extra Tron piece, but... Alright, they've got the Mulldrifter. So, those of you who play Tron a lot, I don't know if this is the case, but it always feels like if one person gets Tron first and they resolve a Mulldrifter, they just like always win. And there's nothing the other person can do. Like, we're so incredibly far behind at this point. I'd be shocked if we could come back. The only way we could have a chance right here is if I top deck the Tron piece and I get to play this Crusher. They might not have an answer for the Crusher. So that would be my opportunity. I didn't draw it. So I can have 7 mana this turn, which isn't particularly impressive. Because I'd rather be able to hold up 2 counter spells, I guess. Condescend's basically not a spell at all, though. Alright, we'll grab our tower. That's what we're missing, right? Is the tower. Can't see. Yes, we're missing the tower. So, I toss that guy down. We got 6 mana. So I can negate and Condescend for a couple. That was really our big chance to hopefully just resolve this Crusher, but we didn't have enough mana for it, so maybe they'll do something crazy like... Ugh. So it's probably going to be a Stone Rain, I'd guess. And then we'll try to counter it. This might actually work out for us if they counter back. I don't know. If they don't have any more mana here. Cool, so they're going to do that. I'm going to Condescend for 3. I'll still be able to hold up Negate, so might as well get this Condescend out of my hand while I can. I don't have any like delusions that this is actually going to counter a Mulldrifter at any point, so I might as well use it now. And we can still hold up Negate. You got Dispel, looks like. I'll negate the Dispel because I want to Scry. They have another counter spell for 1 mana, yeah. Which isn't surprising. This is why their deck is better than ours in the mirror. Is these 2 cards, basically. So if we top deck exactly a tower, we can still win here. Otherwise, I don't think we really have a shot. Well, that's not a tower, unfortunately. Let's repeal our Prism. Tower. Not a tower. Let's play an island and the Prism. We'll pass the turn. So I haven't done the math. We might be dead to a... we might be dead to Rolling Thunder here. Probably not quite. Looks like it's only 8 at this point. This is another Stone Rain. Yeah. We can pulse back. The tower, I guess, is what we would pulse back. We'll try to do it on our turn. And it won't work, but... Actually, we'll do it on their turn. So I can just hold up Prohibit. In that case, I am actually going to try to use it now. No, I won't. Alrighty. We're getting attacked again. Oh, if only I had a fog. Could be alive. See what they want to do. Sure. They got their map. They're not going to crack it. Green. So this is kind of why I don't usually play Tron decks very much, and I don't really like them. You're still a little too dependent on your lands, and it feels like it's just a coin flip when you play against the mirror. Like, neither of us has made like any decisions the whole game. Doesn't feel like any hard decisions. Like, I haven't had to choose anything at all, you know? And yeah, it just kind of always feels like that for me. Okay, well, we can do the whole flicker trick here. This will get us some cards. Opponent's draw has not been very good, it doesn't look like. Hopefully we draw another mine, I guess. Alright, my guess would be that our Muldrifter is getting killed in response to this, but that's actually not the worst in the world. I'm sure they still have some burn spells left. No? None of them? Okay, we drew the mine. Bunch of other cards. So what am I going to discard here? I think I'll well, I don't want to discard the map because my guess would be that we are absolutely getting Stone Rained again this turn, so I want to keep the map. I'll discard the island. The reason I say we're going to get Stone Rained is he's going to flashback his teachings and get a Ghostly Flicker, flicker his wall and his Muldrifter, or I might just top deck the Stone Rain. Yeah, that's pretty annoying. That's pretty annoying their opponent did that. I don't know, I don't want to say it's lucky because it was like guaranteed for them to have a Stone Rain this turn. But they did top deck Stone Rain and a Muldrifter at some point. Alright, so there's the burn spell that we figured they probably still had in their deck. Let's see what we draw. We got 3 cards. We need them to like all 3 be removal spells. Like a bunch of Flame Slashes. Okay. So I'm gonna play this map first. Okay. Let's play another Muldrifter. I don't expect this to resolve, but what I actually... oh, it did. What I actually want to resolve is the Crusher. We are dead now to a Rolling Thunder. If they have one. They get back with Pulse Murasa, Seagate Oracle? Sure. How'd that even end up in the graveyard? Did I kill it or something? It wasn't from this alchemy, I don't think. I don't even know how that got in there. I haven't been paying close enough attention. I kind of zoned out of this game after I was like so confident we would lose. Our opponent doesn't look like they care enough to Stone Rain us though. Like that's, I don't know. That's what I would be doing at this point if I were my opponent. Fortunately, we don't even have any counter spells, so if they try to counter us when we play our Crusher, it's just gonna work. Like I said, playing these 2 Seagate Oracles, they should probably flashback teachings, and they could have gotten teachings with it and used the teachings for Ghostly Flicker and stuff. Alright, let's go grab another tower. We're taking a lot of damage this turn, even if we get this Crusher down. What's our opponent doing here? Okay, they just drew teachings. Yeah, I gotta say, I think they should have probably teachings for Flicker before now, and Stone Rain me. Like, I can't do anything, but in theory, I could have maybe done something, you know? Alright, here we go. Let's get this tower, and we'll play it. I don't know. Give them the Crushinator. They actually can't condescend this because they use teachings for some reason. They can condescend this if they want. Alright, well, they've only got, 2 teachings in their graveyard and a Ghostly Flicker they're going to use to draw 4 cards here or whatever. We actually can't beat this because they can... Well, no, they only have 1 Mnemonic Wall, so they can't actually get 2 Flame Slashes back or anything. The benefit to playing this out is we're pretty far ahead on time at this point, and we have used over 2/3 of the time in 2 games. So our opponent did, we didn't, but our opponents used more than 2/3 of their time, so we could end up timing this person out. It'd be pretty unsatisfying to finish, you know, 3 of our 5 matches on timeouts, but we can pretend that we didn't time out the match we just played before this one, because, you know, I lost fair and square. Didn't just time out, I lost to actual milling. Opponent's tapping pretty low. They must have the same opinion that I do, that it doesn't really matter. Alright, they must have found another Flame Slash, so they're going to double Flame Slash our Crusher. Alright. They have 7 mana. Play this. Why don't I just play another Crusher? I don't know. It's possible I could like try to bait stuff out with the Mnemonic Wall, but it just doesn't do anything. So I'm gonna leave this, I think. No, let's play Seagate Oracle too. I want to leave up Ghostly Flicker in case our opponent has 7 cards but doesn't have any spells in those 7 cards somehow. But I can do that. Let's grab another Flicker. Now we're really getting our opponent pretty low on time. And we are actually not quite dead here. If our opponent just like F6s or something, we can go to 1. We will be dead to the Ghostly Flicker that they have in their hand, getting a Dispel or a Pyroblast or pretty much anything. Pyroblast gets us. We're dead. You killed us, Waffle Man. Alright, on to game 3. Our opponent's down to 6 minutes, so if we have another big, long, grindy one like that one, they're not going to be able to stay in it. I still really don't want these Ancient Grudges. I hate them. We especially don't want them because I actually can't cast this on a turn 1 map. It's not possible for me to have red mana on turn 2 with 2 mana, so I think I'm going to stick with what I have. The only playable card really is Repeal here, and it's not very good, so yeah, I'm going to stick with what we've got. I didn't see any enchantments for the Ray of Revelation. Sometimes they have Curse of the Bloody Tome, which I actually don't think they should bring in against us anyways, and I wouldn't bring in a Ray of Revelation to kill it either, so alright, let's go first. This hand's okay. We're going to get to play a turn 3 Seagate Oracle after mapping, so... Oh, F3, F3. Okay, that was a close call. Almost missed that one. Got a little too crazy with the F6. But it was fast enough, so, you know, saved us. Our opponent has the map. We have an island. Looks like our opponent got their 1 of map. Maybe they have 2. Let's see if they have Tron right away. Okay, they don't. But they are going to be able to counter the Seagate Oracle. I'm going to grab the mine for the reason that I talked about last game. If you... Okay, so we just top-deck the tower. That's nice. I'm just going to jam the Seagate Oracle because that means they can't search a land this turn if they want to counter it. Which is presumably why they played the mountain. Okay. And then it would also open up our Mulldrifter next turn. I'm going to take the Prophetic Prism over the Prohibit, I think, so I can get 2 colored sources. If we had Prism already or something, if we had more blue next turn, then I could cast the Mulldrifter plus the Prohibit. But we only have 1 blue anyway. Let's see if they're going to cast anything here. Stone Rain my island. Ooh, that makes me feel smart for taking this. Our opponent's about to witness the real feel bads here. This is not going to be good for them. I'd be really, if I were my opponent and then this happened to me, I'd be really mad. But you know, suck it, opponent. That's what I say to that. So we really made the right choice taking that the Prophetic Prism. I was considering taking that Prohibit, but that was something I should have considered, that they might just Stone Rain me. But even if I was considering that, I would have certainly thought they were going to hit my lands and not hit my Tron lands. All right. Next turn I can play all of it. So, oh, that was a mistake. I should have played the island. So I was thinking next turn I can play Crusher, Dispel, and Prohibit, because, but I won't actually have enough mana for that. I don't really want to let our opponent just like Teachings for free, so I'm just gonna jam this Crusher. And if they want to counter it, they're gonna need a blue counter spell and a Pyroblast. And honestly, they don't play that many spells that could counter this anyway. Like, a lot of these decks are playing fewer Condescends than they used to. They're going to Teachings. Problem with Teachings right now for them is it can't get anything good. I don't know what they're going to get. I don't know, maybe this deck just crushes the Tron mirrors, because we got Tron before our opponent, so they're going to lose. Yeah, they have to get a Forbidden Alchemy. Unless they were playing a Doomblade in their deck and they had, and they top decked the, I assume they top decked that. Maybe they didn't. If they don't have a Prism though, they're still not going to have really enough colored mana to keep up with me. If they can't kill this Crusher this turn, they just pretty much can't win. Yeah. Feel free to Alchemy. Got some nice cards in the graveyard. Pyroblast, Dispel, and Tower. Stone Rain is not enough. That is not enough, friend. It's annoying to me, but it is not enough, yeah, and they agree. We did it, we got a treasure. 1 treasure with Rhystic Tron. You know, it's possible we should have gone 4-1. I don't think there's any way we were going to beat that second blue-black deck, but that the first blue-black deck, we could have probably won if I had conceded earlier. I should have just conceded when we were getting close on time, like 10 minutes before I did. But I like to play out all my matches as to the fullest extent. All right, well, that's that for this league with Rhystic Tron. It was an adventure. It was definitely an ordeal. Super long. The deck's pretty fun, but it's so tedious that, like, the idea is really cool, but the actual act of doing actually doing the games is not that fun. So I can see why it doesn't have too many 5-0s, and I can see why people maybe aren't necessarily working on it, even if it's kind of a powerful concept. That's it for this week. Remember, straw poll down below. Vote on the decks for next week. We might do something with the new cards from Modern Masters. I'm not sure yet. So I'm not super big into brewing, so I might have to wait for some people to actually use those cards. But I think we'll probably have something like a Teachings deck with Augur Bolas at some point. We'll have a Burning Tree Emissary deck, like maybe red-green, but probably more like mono-green or mono-red. And maybe we'll even play Green-Black Aristocrat at some point. So it'll be nice to get those new cards into the format. As always, remember, give me some feedback, comments, complaints, whatever you want. Put that in the comment section below, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. All right, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next week.